All right, hey there, and welcome back to Bassoon Boot Camp for another lesson. Now, this is a very exciting lesson because we are going to start learning to use our right hand. Okay, so you're going to need another thing for this, and there should be one in your bassoon case, and if there's not, that's okay. But this little guy here is just a hand rest for your right hand, and that simply inserts right in here, just near the top of your boot joint. Some bassoon teachers recommend using it, some don't. I like it, it just feels very comfortable. So put that in there, and if it spins around, the kind of fatter side should be to the top, and the pointier side should be pointing towards the bottom. So it might spin around and just kind of move it around, or yours might have a way to keep it locked in place. That's great too. And just take the where the thumb meets the index finger on your hand right here, the crook of the thumb as they say, and just place that up onto the hand rest there, and then that'll kind of get your right hand in a good position there. So on the right hand here, on the front of your boot joint, there is a tone hole right near the top there. That's where your index finger will go. Okay, and we'll do these one at a time, but I'll just show you where they all go first. All right, the second hole down, so you're going to skip this little guy right here. You're going to kind of ignore that. The second hole down is where your second finger is going to go, your middle finger rather. That's the one with the ring there. Okay, and then the third finger, or your ring finger, is going to go on this little guy here. So we're going to skip this key here. So it's the top hole, skip that guy, the next hole, and then skip that guy, and then the next key right here, the one that's kind of shaped like the bigger, flatter, teardrop shaped key right there. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. Now to play these notes, we also need to have our left hand notes into position like we're doing a C. So let's get the thumb on the whisper key. Let's get the first finger on the E tone hole, second finger on your D tone hole, third finger on your C tone hole. Okay? And let's just go ahead and start with a C and review that to make sure we're starting in a good position here before we start adding fingers down here. Because again, if there's any leaks here, if any of these holes are not sealed completely, you're going to have problems. So here's our C. Beautiful, we love it. All right, now take your right index finger, pointer finger, and seal that, that first hole right there. And that note is going to be B. Let's try it. Beautiful. Now let's add the second finger on this hole right here. And that note will be called A. There we go. All right. And finally, let's add that third finger right here on the bigger, flatter, teardrop shaped key. And that's going to be your G. Let's try it. Beautiful. All right, now we're going to learn a song, and this is called Hot Cross Buns, and the notes are B, A, G. And then that repeats, B, A, G. And then you'll do 4 Gs, 4 As, and then another B, A, G. Now, as before, follow along the first time, maybe just watch and listen. Second time, maybe you want to say the letters and do the fingers. And the third time, maybe you want to play. Just again, a reminder that the left hand stays in position on your C the entire time. So all 3 holes are covered here, whisper key is pressed here the whole time. Okay, so here we go. The other thing we need to talk about at this point is something called articulation. So articulation is using the tongue, in our case the tip right there, to gently tap the very tip of the blade or blades of the reed. Okay, so if you can imagine, if this finger is my tongue, right? And I'm just gently tapping. Okay, And let's say we wanted to play our low G here, and we wanted to repeat that G 4 times in a row. Well, if I don't use the tongue, there's a couple, you can do it with just air, for example. It kind of works, okay? But if I use the tongue to just gently tap, 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 tap the tip of the reed, very gently, 4 times, while keeping my air flowing the whole time, that's going to give us a little better result, and that's going to sound like this. Okay? When you're playing the bassoon, generally you want to articulate by saying ta with the tip of the tongue on the tip of the reed. Okay? All right, so we've now learned 7 notes. We know how to use our left hand and our right hand. So keep up the great work, and I will see you right back here in the next lesson.